Alicia with All Things Alicia, and I'm here at the new house, and this is my front porch. I'm sitting on the steps, and I thought I'd give you a quick tour of the outside of the semi-homestead. I'm not going to walk the whole thing just 'cause I'm waiting for a delivery, and I'm not going to have time to go all the way across, but I'll be able to point out everything from a distance. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so I'm standing like in my driveway, and our property goes along this road right here. Up, you can see like a fence in the foreground, like where that tree is. That's the edge of our property there, and I'll walk around that way. The house, just to show you this side, there are some cows in that pasture that are about to move over into the pasture next to us. The kids are really excited. And this is the view across the street. That is gonna be gorgeous in the fall. I will actually have fall here. And this is the other side of our yard. It extends all the way over to those tall trees you see in the background over there. It's a 4.5 acres total. There's like a line of trees right here, and then that line of trees, because these used to be two separate lots right here, but we own them all now. There was a house that was there that burnt down years and years ago, and the people we bought our house from bought that property. So there was like a natural, like a tree line to divide them, but our property goes down to that tree line right there. Pile of dirt there, and up on the slope, I won't walk over there, but there's like a pool that was just filled in because it was needed far too much repair. So that's the front. I think for now I'm leaving the front as is. I might plant a fruit tree or two somewhere out there. The adjacent property that we own, that has a nice driveway with tree line, and I love the way it looks, especially going in, but I worry from the front porch that it's going to block my view if I do that here, because I love that mountain range view and I can't wait to see it in the fall, and I don't want big trees blocking my view from the porch. So let me walk you around here. For now I just need to trim some of these, pull some out. Those are crepe myrtles. I don't know why those are planted here, maybe as bushes, but they are trees like that, and I will not leave them. I don't know, has anybody grown a crepe myrtle as a bush and just kept it small? I don't know. I'm going to pull out these hedges. I've never liked rectangular or square hedges. I'm going to pull those out, and I'll probably plant hydrangeas there because I've always loved them and I think they would look great with the black and white house. So coming around the side of the property, this is the view where that big tree is. Right behind it is our fence line. So it's not very deep. It's more wide than deep. Ooh, sorry, I jerked the bee got my ear. This is the side porch. It is a wraparound porch. It does most of the front, the whole side, and then a little bit at the back. I need to find furniture for it. I will probably continue this flower bed around the back, so there's a sidewalk that starts after the porch, and I'll probably continue it through there. Put mostly flowers and herbs near the house. You can see over here in the distance, right there, the previous owner had tried a square-foot garden. He said it was like a couple years ago, and he just didn't have time to keep up with it. He is he's in the Army, and he's gone a lot overseas and in other states training people and things, and so he just didn't have time to keep up with it. I will probably use this fall. I picked up some seeds of some things I can still plant now, and I plan to do that. Just a couple small things. It's only 2 beds, it's not very much, but that way I will have something in the ground, and then I don't know what I'm going to grow for fall or if I'm going to do a winter garden, but I did pick up some sweet pea seeds because you can still grow them right now, and there's already a trellis there. Sugar snap peas, my kids love them, and some carrot seeds and a few other things, some lettuces. This right here is asparagus. It's too far gone for this year, but I can mow it down once it turns brown in the fall and have fresh asparagus in the spring. And I'm very excited about that because asparagus takes so long to actually get it. Like, it takes a few years after you plant it to where you can eat it, so I'm excited. There are some problems with the trees on the property I noticed. I thought this was just a great tree, but really it's some sort of fruit, possibly an apple. I've seen some decayed fruit under the ground. It does not have fruit on it right now, but all the trees have lichen growing on them, which usually means there's some kind of root problem. So I don't know. I need to check it out. I'm probably going to plant fruit trees all along the property line back here. I'm trying to decide where to put blackberries and such. Okay, sorry for the sudden change. My delivery arrived, and luckily I heard the truck backing into the driveway in time to shut off the video and go get it. So I was standing over there by the asparagus talking to you about the trees, and that white thing right there is our well thing. We are on well here, which is new to me. We're also on propane and a septic tank, which are also new to me, and got a big learning curve. But like I was saying, there's lichen on the trees. In fact, both that large one and this smaller one have some sort, some sort of random fruit. I think this one might be an apricot. On the other side of the property, back by the other property line over there, we discovered a pear tree that looks decent, and another possibly apricot tree that is also having problems. And so while I want to plant things along the property line, I'm kind of worried about it because I don't want whatever the problem is for these trees to also be a problem for the fruit trees I plant. So if you have any opinions about that, I'd love to hear. See if I can show you what I'm talking about over here. And see, you can tell, like, it's not in good shape. There's yeah, see the, like right up there is a little orange fruit. There's a couple like decayed black things hanging there, and they're all over. There's not much on the ground, a little bit. You can see a little something. Here's a bigger thing right here. Oh, you know, it's the skin feels smooth. It's small, so I'm not sure what this is. If you can identify it, let me know what it is. But yeah, so there's problems, and I just want to make sure that whatever I plant will be off to a healthy start and not have the same problems. My neighbor's cows are starting to wander over, and they'll come back up here and right up to this fence, and my kids love it. So walking over, here's a view of the back of the house. The first line of trees. So over here, there is a wooden platform. I call it the deck because where I came from we had decks. This was actually, the previous owner had 2 hunting dogs, and this is where he kept their kennels so that they would be off the ground during rain and such. And they had just left this swing out here randomly, and the kids asked to move it over here, so we let them for now. I might put just like a family-sized picnic table out here just to have like an outdoor eating area, but it's a little bit far from the house, so I don't know. It would be more of a casual, random eating area, not like, because we could fit a full table out on the wraparound porch. But that's something I'm not really worried about right now. But the deck is in very good condition. It's pretty solid. I don't know what these trees are either. If any of you know, I would love to know what this line was originally made out of. So over here on the other half of the property, see, that's where the house used to be that burned down, and it's got rubble and weeds grow through it. And the guy that lived here before said he tried to mow over it once and then hit all the like random rocks and chunks of concrete and never did it again. So he just kind of either burns it or weed whacks it once a year. There was a pool here, and we had it filled in because it was so broken. It would take $20,000 to fix, and we couldn't just leave it sitting empty because then you have to gate it and insure it, and I wasn't going to pay every month for something I'm not even using. So we made it a condition of the sale of the house to fill in the pool. And I was thinking I might put my garden up here because it's one of the flatter areas of our property, but there's really no water source out here. It does rain here way more than Southern California, but it's, I mean, like, we've been here 2 weeks and it had one short rain. We don't have any in the forecast right now, so I would need to water a little bit in the summer, even with mulch. And I'm just not sure running like 400 feet of hose from the house would be a great idea. I was wondering if we have another one of those well things on this property. I was wondering how much it would cost to get that, like a spigot put out here. If any of you know something like that, or even who to contact, would it be a plumber or a contractor? Like, who would you discuss that with to even get an estimate? I would love to know that. Oh, what is this here? Something's growing down here. So they just filled this in like last week, and there's like something growing right there. But anyway, so they filled in, they used the concrete from the pool and a pump house that was here and some of the stuff from over there, and then put topsoil on it, and then they put another thing of topsoil that they said they were gonna scoop over that, but they didn't. And there's the driveway from the old house, which, see what I mean by the trees lining the driveway and how pretty that is? I would love it, but I just don't want to block my view of the mountains. So these trees right here are property line. I'm not going to walk that close because they do have dogs over there that are loose. They are on an invisible fence, but they break it all the time, so I don't want to, I've got my dog out with me, so I don't want to encourage him to go too close and antagonize them. But that tree is one I was talking about. That's got pears on it. It's loaded. They've got little spots. Maybe I will see if I can sneak over there. Where's my dog? Tobias, he loves that little pile of rubble, and I'm worried he's gonna run into a snake over there. Do you see him? Little brown guy right there. See if I can walk over here and show you. If he's busy over there, maybe the dogs won't come over. It's a tall pear tree. I don't think it has ever been topped or pruned or anything. See if I can get in the shade so you can see better. So there are just pears hanging all over. Like, can you see any of those? They're just, Tobias, stay on this side, buddy. Thank you. None that I can really reach or get you that. Oh, here's one that's low. A couple that are low. Can you identify? It's got spots. I'm not sure if that's normal for the type of pear that it is, or if it's, if there's something wrong with the tree. Let me know if you have any info on that. It looks like there might be something wrong, but probably still usable. In fact, oh, that's got like animal stuff in it. Let me pick one and take it in with me and slice it open, see what it looks like on the inside. And then this was the other one that I thought might be an apricot tree. It's huge. These fruit trees are huge for fruit trees. Toby, stay with me. Okay, so it has fruits like this. Just to give you some perspective, that's about how big they are. They're fuzzy. They're tiny. They are not turning color yet. They're kind of it's in the shade, so it's hard to tell. They're like a yellow-green. See if I can find one that you can see better on camera. When we bought this, I had no idea there were any fruit trees on the property at all. I was really surprised. Can you see those? If you know what these are, I would love to know. They're like the same color as the pear, but they're fuzzy and round instead of pear-shaped. Anyways, so that tree line right there, down to the road, is our property. These are just regular trees. My son is not yet. I'm surprised he hasn't come and made use out of the basketball net yet. My daughter loves to climb that tree right there. Let's see. So that's about all there is. I'm going to walk back towards the house. That corner that has the square foot garden that I'm going to just add some amendments to and plant stuff right now, that's probably where I'm going to end up concentrating a lot of the gardening. It's not very flat though. I mean, it's not super steep, but it's not flat. So I haven't decided for sure, because like I said, this is one of the flatter areas where the pool was, but it's way far away for water, and that corner's already going to be like 200 feet of hose. 200 feet of hose going uphill to water, it's going to be, you know, not fun. Luckily I won't have to water as much as I did in California. But anyways, I also want to add, I'm thinking along that side of the property line, I'm going to add blackberries and raspberries, and I need a place to put blueberries. And then of course the regular gardens, which I'm still deciding if I want to do it in the ground or do some raised boxes. I have a feeling this ground, sorry if I turned around, I have a feeling this ground doesn't drain very well. And so I'm thinking raised boxes might help at least for the first year or two. Tobias, come on. He loves it here. He absolutely loves it. The second we got out of the car and said, we're home, he started running around just like that. Like he knew exactly what we meant by we're home. And he already knows too that I always want him to go back in the door we came out of. So he's there at the back door where I came back out after the delivery. He's just waiting for me now. He loves to run. Anyways, I'd love to hear your opinion on watering and trees, if you know anything about the issues with my trees. I know a lot about gardening, but less about trees, and I do want a ton of fruit trees. So I would appreciate your expertise if you have it. And let me know in the comments below if you have any of that information for me. And I will see you soon. Maybe I'll make a video of when I do those raised beds with what's in them at that time. Have a good day, guys.